All right, let's just jump right into it. Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to dive into a pretty fascinating reality of the modern workforce. We're looking at why mastering your subject matter is no longer the golden ticket to career success. For years, we've all been told the same thing, right? Study hard, ace your technical exams, become an absolute expert in your field, and the job market will just roll out the red carpet for you. But recent insights from both the education and corporate sectors are showing us that this is actually a dangerous myth. Today, we're breaking down the evidence that proves technical proficiency is literally just the baseline. We're going to explore exactly what else you need to actually survive and thrive out there.
So here's a tough question we really need to ask. You've spent years conquering exams, memorizing frameworks, and mastering complex systems. But is your technical degree actually enough to get hired in today's incredibly tight job market? Can you talk to people? The data strongly suggests that while your degree might get your foot in the door for an interview, it's your ability to actually converse, collaborate, and connect with other human beings that secures the job and drives your career forward.
Section 1. The Technical Skills Trap. The Painful Reality of the Modern Workplace.
Wonga Ntshinga, who is a senior head of program at the Faculty of ICT at the Independent Institute of Education, points out a massive, systemic gap in how students are prepared for work. Institutions spend a huge amount of time making sure you know the exact technical mechanics of your job. But here's the thing, the modern work environment isn't a controlled laboratory. It's volatile, it's unpredictable, and it is highly social. The actual skills that ensure you can handle that chaos are almost entirely overlooked in traditional curriculums.
If you want to genuinely stand out and build your own resilience, you have to cultivate vital soft skills. Building relationships, listening carefully, influencing others, and building empathy. These are absolutely not just nice-to-haves. They're consistently cited as major workplace challenges, especially for technical staff. Think about it. You might literally be the best coder or engineer in the room, but if you can't build empathy with a frustrated client or carefully listen to the needs of a non-technical project manager, your technical brilliance is kind of useless to the broader team.
Section 2. Tech versus Human Unpredictability. Why Logical Minds Get Frustrated.
Now this brilliantly illustrates the core of the problem. It's a massive clash of predictability. Look, IT systems are beautiful to a logical mind because they're predictable. They do exactly what they're told to do every single time. Human colleagues, on the flip side, are often completely illogical. They're driven by emotion, office politics, and entirely different communication styles. So a purely logical approach, the exact approach that makes you so great at your technical job, completely falls apart when you apply it to the human side of the business.
I mean, how many times have you caught yourself thinking, why didn't they just do the obvious thing? According to Ntshinga, this is a huge point of friction. Because of this human unpredictability, technically brilliant individuals get deeply frustrated. And here's the real tragedy. Because of that frustration, top-tier technical experts actually lose out on career opportunities and promotions simply because they can't get along with their superiors and colleagues. Your frustration with other people's lack of logic can actively sabotage your entire career.
Section 3. Broadening Your Horizons. Expanding your mind beyond the technical.
So how do we fix this? Our source material outlines a really brilliant survival kit. The first step? Read prolifically. And no, I don't mean just your technical manuals. Taking the time to read outside your technical domain, diving into fiction, history, the daily news, is absolutely essential. If all you consume is technical reading, you develop what Ntshinga calls a blinkered outlook on life. Expanding your reading habits expands your worldview, and it makes you infinitely more relatable and interesting to the non-technical people you work with.
Building directly on that, you also need to intentionally expose yourself to peers in entirely different academic disciplines or departments. Why? Well, because it teaches you how normal people talk. Engaging with marketing, HR, or sales builds value-based leadership. It basically forces you to realize that different departments have completely different communication norms, and it trains you to adjust your own approach depending on exactly who is in your audience.
And here is perhaps one of the most practical pieces of advice in this whole survival kit. Learn an additional local or foreign language. Being able to converse with, or even just fundamentally understand, people from another culture dramatically broadens your horizons. It builds instant empathy and rapport. Plus, let's be real, in a tight job market, being multilingual is a highly valuable addition to your CV that immediately signals to employers that you're a dynamic, adaptable communicator.
Section 4. Business and Social Media. Surviving the digital and corporate world. Okay, you also need to pull your head out of the code or the spreadsheets and really look at the bigger picture.
You have to develop a thorough understanding of the specific business environment and your actual customer base. You aren't just building a database, you're solving a problem for a specific type of customer. When you understand the business area you're working in, you can provide workable, practical solutions to the common communication issues that pop up in your field, rather than just offering technical fixes that literally nobody else understands.
Moving fully into the digital realm, Ntshinga offers what is frankly a terrifying warning. Quote, even a like of the wrong kind of content can cost you your reputation or career. We really need to pause on this for a second. Your digital footprint is a massive part of your professional identity now. Your technical skills will absolutely not save you if your online behavior flags you as a reputational risk to your employer.
The reality of social media today is that the personal has become completely public. There's no longer this solid wall between your weekend online persona and your Monday morning professional reputation. Great responsibility is required online because, let's face it, mistakes last forever. A momentary lapse in judgment on social media can completely derail years of rigorous technical study. Everyone really must recognize this immense power and the permanent consequences of their online interactions.
Section 5. Ethics and Engagement. Navigating Conflict and Professional Boundaries.
Navigating professional boundaries also means understanding conflict. You are going to disagree with your colleagues. That's just inevitable. But you need to develop an understanding of the rules of engagement, and this includes learning rudimentary debating skills. Knowing how to debate professionally means you can argue your point and advocate for your technical solutions logically and persuasively, without ever making it personal or destroying your office relationships. It's a totally critical tool for navigating office dynamics.
But the really crucial point is what happens after that debate or interaction. Alongside debating, the text specifically notes that you must master the art of reflection. Reflection is defined here as the main technique that results in optimal communication, thinking, and learning. It basically means taking a step back after a frustrating meeting and asking yourself, why didn't my message land? How could I have explained that differently? This internal feedback loop is exactly how you continuously optimize your professional presence.
Finally, all of this is underpinned by your moral compass. Ntshinga points out that, particularly in contexts dealing with complex societal challenges, like in South Africa, for example, a solid understanding of ethics and right versus wrong behavior is just essential. Your ethical foundation is your ultimate professional armor. If you're technically brilliant but ethically compromised, you are a huge liability to any organization. Integrity is a non-negotiable soft skill.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a pretty provocative thought to mull over. Is your technical expertise your greatest asset, or is it actually the very thing isolating you from career success? Because if you rely solely on your degree, you're falling straight into the technical skills trap. So I challenge you to ask yourself right now, are you treating your communication, your empathy, and your social intelligence with the exact same rigorous dedication as you did your technical exams? Because in the modern workplace, that is what's truly going to set you apart. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.